Welcome, Chakra Collective, to another empowering episode of Chakras and Cusswords, where we blend spiritual insight with a dose of real talk. Whether you're here to deepen your chakra knowledge, explore the cosmos, or you just need a place to vibe with like-minded souls, you're in the right space. Let's dive into today's journey of energy, empowerment, and a little bit of cosmic chaos. I am so glad you're here. Welcome back, Chakra Collective. I'm glad you're here. For those who don't know me, my name is Katherine. I am the podcast host of Chakras and Cusswords Podcast. And today's episode is all about the upcoming astrology dates for September 1st. Wow. What's interesting is for those who are interested, I am recording Saturday, August 24th around 7:41 a.m. And it's already kind of like we're seeing the change, the weather change, the season change. It's coming through and it's definitely like hitting us with some cold clouds. Definitely the air is cool. There's some raindrops hitting the floor. It's just very beautiful and magical. Like whenever the seasons are like transitioning or transforming into their new energy element, it just feels amazing. It just really does. It just is a beautiful energy and a beautiful place. Okay, so we are going to talk about the astrology for August. A little recap for those who don't know. I always do a little recap. I'll be honest, I felt like the vibe for August was a little bit different. Definitely wasn't as high energy as July. Thank goodness. Wasn't as high energy as June, but it was just like a little bit more chill. It almost felt like that energy of like, whew, yeah, like right after you get out of like yoga or a good meditation, or maybe even some area of practicing rituals or church, whatever feeds your soul. You just kind of get out of that space and you're like, woof. Yeah, it felt like just a little bit slower. There definitely wasn't so many high energy news topics, but the ones that there were that I thought were important, we're going to get into it. So there's been talk, right around the first of the month of August, there was the Venus and Leo squares, Uranus and Taurus, and there was a lot of talk about is ex-President Trump going to back out of the debate with Harris, Kamala Harris. And I was like, okay, whatever. Like, I'll be honest, I'm just like so over this presidential campaign already. I'm like, whatever, dude. Like either you're going to do it or you're not. We don't want to hear your sad tears. Okay. Um, I do think that Kamala Harris will be way better debater. That's just my intuitive intuitive insight, I guess you could say, but I wouldn't necessarily say that she is going to be the best president for the country. I mean, I definitely think that there's a high possibility she's going to win. I do think that people are over Trump. They're just like, dude, go away now. I honestly feel like that's how people feel. Like, it's time for you to like pack your shit and leave. So let's talk about J-Lo. So Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck. I know many of us thought it was probably going to happen around the new moon in Leo. Well, that's what I thought. But talk about, are they working it out? Are they gonna get a divorce? Well, I'm sure you guys know. But definitely those were the two main stories floating around the cosmos, the universe, or the social media IG algorithm was white dudes for Kamala, black dudes for Trump. It's just a shit show, in all honesty, when we really think about it. There was one story that I thought was kind of intriguing. It was definitely interesting. And it was around the beginning of August. And it was right around that Venus in Leo energy squaring Uranus and Taurus. There was a prison guard and OnlyFans creator who was filmed having sex with an inmate. And of course, she was arrested and she pled guilty. Well, honey, we know you're guilty, okay? This energy of like really, I guess, she took her oh God, her career to a whole new level, right? It made me wonder, like, did she start the old OnlyFans because she needed like a second income? Was that her side hustle? And then she ended up losing her career because she was drawn to having sex with a inmate. What the fuck are people doing nowadays? I don't even know. I honestly don't even know. I'm just like what? Okay, so let's talk about relationships in the workplace. Obviously, this relationship is not approved. This relationship, if you are a correctional officer, if you are a prison guard, you can't be going around and getting freaky with the people who are serving time. Okay, they're not supposed to be having fun. Like they're supposed to not be having a good time. But apparently, prisons have turned into like the new like little free housing units because I honestly think, I mean, duh, people are really serving time, but you're just over there like socializing with the prisoners. I don't get it. Personally, I would never want to be a prison guard. I've worked with prisoners on medical guarded units. It's just not for me. I do not like the energy of people being, locked up, and also it's very low vibrational energy, but also I just do not feel safe there. Even the times that I was there and there were prison guards there, I just did not feel safe there. Um, because these are people who have all day to watch you. They have all day to analyze, to plan. They can do, all kinds of crazy shit. They're figuring out their escape. They're figuring out how they can pick up on the guards, apparently. So I just thought that energy of Venus and Leo and then this story breaking was quite interesting. Also, there was a lot of rumors of Kim Porter having a book come out. And we all know that Kim Porter is the ex of Sean Combs. But right around Venus enters Virgo, there was a lot of energy about this book possibly coming out that that she finished her memoir as much as she could. And supposedly in her memoir, she discusses abuse. She discusses a lot of things that she went through being with Sean Combs. And in this book, it was almost like a lot of people feel like this book is what propelled him, and this is all speculation and allegations, I want to say that, um, propelled him to harm her in some way. Some people believe it was poisoning. Some people believe maybe he drugged her or, did something like that. But definitely, they feel like this book was the reason why she lost her life at a very young age. And like I said, this is all speculation because the coroner's report said that she passed away of pneumonia. But like what kind of pneumonia? Aspiration pneumonia, where you're like choking on your own saliva and then you get sick and die? Or like how did a 52-year-old, presumably healthy young woman, because 52 is not that old, die of pneumonia? And just the coroner's cases have been super sketch. Like one coroner said it was homicide, and then another coroner, who that coroner ended up. I mean, I talked about it a little bit in the Diddy deep dive, but so lots of speculation, right? So, anyways, this insert was given to, I believe, Complex Magazine, and basically it just verifies like she was being abused. And it is the allegations is that she had 3 copies and she gave those copies to people in her inner circle that she trusts, and that they felt the need to give it to the media. And people are wondering if this book is ever going to come out, if people are going to start to see more, if there's going to be some speculation, and maybe even some charges against Puff, or are they going to reopen the case? And this was right around Venus enters Virgo, which to me, I feel like opens that area of domestication, because I honestly feel like he takes these women and he controls them, and he has this like relationship with them that he uses a lot of guilt, right? The area of the whore or the virgin, that energy of pure versus dirty, and he's able to manipulate them into staying or fearing their life. I very have always said that I am not a fan of Sean Combs. Mercury goes retrograde in Virgo. Then we have the new moon in Leo. And I'll be honest, I kind of was like not really paying attention to the news or social media. Juno enters Libra. And then Donald Trump had a highly anticipated interview with Elon Musk right around that time, August 12th, as Juno enters Libra, and also the energy of Mercury, Virgo, conjuncts Venus in Virgo. And this energy was, everybody's like, oh my God, Donald Trump, he broke Twitter Spaces, or X Spaces as now known, for the platform that used to be Twitter. And everybody was talking about like this interview, and there was all kinds of memes, and everybody thought, but some people kind of thought that he was slurring, which I thought was interesting. But I feel like Donald has always had that kind of voice where it sounds like he has a little bit of a lisp. I mean, I know I sometimes, kind of like a strong S. His pronunciation of the letter S seemed very dominant for a lot of people. I mean, people just find whatever they want to talk about. And we also have to remember this was the energy of Mars in Gemini, conjuncts Jupiter in Gemini. For the most part, a lot of people felt like his interview, I would say a lot of people felt like his interview was good. I don't think they felt like it was bad, but they did say that they felt like he didn't really talk about any of the topics. And that's the theme that I've noticed in all the politicians. They don't necessarily say how they're going to fix anything or what they're going to fix. Um, but they just kind of like skate around it and then talk about each other. Like it's just whatever. Also, we had Mercury retrograde enters Leo. Then we had the Sun in Leo conjuncts Mercury in Leo, and that was right around August 18th, a day before the start of the Democratic National Convention. Demonstrators rallied in Vice President Kamala Harris's hometown Sunday, which is Oakland, California. I believe they were over by Lake Merritt. For any people who are, from Oakland, and yep, they were at Lake Merritt, and they were basically the theme. The theme of the protest was not another bomb, and this is going to be a huge, huge factor. And I feel like she hasn't really addressed it. She did a little bit in the Democratic National Convention. She did say that Israel has a right to protect their land, but also there needs to be areas of resources for the Palestinian people, especially in Gaza. But like she kind of like skated around it. She wasn't really like, oh, we need to sign a peace treaty. Like she wasn't like Israel needs to fucking stop. Because in all honesty, they might not get those 150 hostages back. That is the reality. But the amount of people who have been killed, of Palestinian people, It's very much like this back and forth, right? The um the Palestinian people have basically been completely disheveled and wiped out. So, not another bomb protest at Lake Merritt Amphitheater in Oakland drew hundreds of people and included members of more than 15 local pro Palestinian organizations. And the rally included speeches, performances, Palestinian dances, and the protests came on the heels of the Biden administration's approval for Tuesday of 20 billion military funding packages for Israel, which has been at the war with Hamas since the terrorist group attacked Israel's town back in October 7th of 2023. And the killing is believed to be about 1,200 people, is what Hamas killed. They believe they killed about 1,200 people and taking about 250 hostages. So, this is what is reported to us. Since then, more than 40,000 Palestinians, including more than 15,000 children, have been killed during Israel's retaliation against Hamas, um, and much of it in Gaza, according to the Gaza Health and Ministry. So, yes, people are very upset about Kamala and the Biden campaign in the area of what's going on in the East. And I think that is going to be a topic that needs to be addressed before people sign and vote for her. I mean, I have seen people say they're going to vote for her just because they would rather vote for Trump. It's sad that people are voting for somebody um, because the other option isn't that good either. I mean, I'll be honest. I'm probably going to end up voting for Kamala just because. Just because. But who knows? Okay, August 19th. I'm going to see after the debate what's really going on. Okay, August 19th. Full moon in Aquarius. This full moon in Aquarius, I would say has been super energetic for me personally. Of course, I looked at my chart, decided how I was going to do some rituals in the energy of the full moon. And of course, I decided, because this has been something that has been weighing heavy on me, physically, mentally, spiritually, is I want to detox. So I have been detoxing for a total of 7 days a week because it is, let's see, the full moon occurred actually more than a week. Yeah. So I have been detoxing because I started a little bit before the full moon and I'm on day 7. I gave up sugar. Fuck. Sugar's like crack. I mean, I've never done crack, but I have a feeling if I did, it'd be kind of being like on sugar. Like sugar is like crack. And alcohol. Now, I'm not saying like this is a forever thing, like I'm never ever eating sugar again, or I'm never ever eating or drinking alcohol again. But for me right now, this is what I need to do. And I feel like I'll know when it's time for me to kind of, have a little cheat here and there. Right now, I just haven't really wanted it. Somebody was trying to give me cookies at work. They're like, here, have a cookie. I'm like, get that fucking shit out of my face. I'm a recovering sugar addict. Get that shit out of my face. So it means for me too, no flour products. I've been trying to stay away from rice as well. So, to each its own. But yes. So if the energy is feeling low, it's probably because I'm, having full on crack sugar withdrawals. Okay, just joking. 820 Jennifer Lopez files for divorce. I just wanted to say thank you. About fucking time, bitch. Um, I was so tired of hearing her and Ben's little sob story. It is very sad. It is very sad. I think there's multiple reasons why they ended up filing for divorce. Number one, Jen is very solar plex energy driven. She's very dominant. For some people, it's very hard to have a relationship with somebody who's very solar plex driven. It's like having a relationship with a narcissist. I'm not saying she's a narcissist. I don't know her. From what I'm seeing from her, she definitely has some traits, but it's not for me to like diagnose her. Okay. I'm just saying, as somebody who's very solar plex driven, all that fire energy, all that element of go, 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 it just can feel very overwhelming. It just feels very like not, oh, it just feels intoxicating where you just feel like exhausted. And I think she is one of those people. I personally think if Jennifer wanted this marriage to work, there was a few factors. Okay, Ben, he's a recovering alcoholic. We know this. Um, she can't be starting a wine label or a wine line. It doesn't make any sense. Like, what? What? She doesn't even drink. So that was weird. She should have tried to get along with Jennifer Gardner. Um, because I think if Ben wasn't such a fuck up, and I mean that in the nicest way, that him and Jennifer Gardner probably would have still been together, but Ben has so many of his own issues. But Ben is very entitled. He has that crybaby Boston, like, oh, entitled masculine toxicity behind him, where I feel like his mom probably is like, oh, Ben, you're just too good for those girls. And he doesn't come to the realization that he very much is the problem as well. So you have two people who are working off of old energy, old passions, one who's extremely solar driven. I think she should have just, after the marriage, just kind of laid low for a while, been warm and cozy. But Jennifer just has that solar plex energy that, I mean, I said when I read her birth chart that there is one thing that Jennifer loves more than Ben, Alex, Mark, all her exes, and that's her career. She loves the fact of who she is. That solar energy. She wants to create, she wants to move, she wants to keep going. Like her not being in the limelight is like, oh God, why even love? She doesn't want she wants to be in the limelight. She wants to be the it girl still. She wants to be all those things. And that's not the kind of girl, that's not the kind of wife that Ben needs. He needs somebody who is less solar plex driven, a little bit more root based. She gains a little extra pounds. Maybe she gets a little, fluffy. I actually think Ben would be okay with that. But Jen's too much. She's just too much for the relationship. The area of media, he doesn't like media. She fucking loves it. They're just too opposite. I know there's some astrologers who believe that they have like this high karmic energy together. I do believe that they do have a karmic relationship. I wouldn't necessarily say that they're twin flames. I don't think they're twin flames. I think they're more of a karmic tie. They have some type of karmic tie. Some people think they're going to get back together. I'm thinking, I hope fucking not. I think Jennifer needs to be solo for a while. I think she needs to do some healing, be solo, and then work on her career. Jen's forever going to love her career. That's her passion point. So I think she just needs to like chill. Please, Jen, do not get into another relationship. Jennifer Lopez, stop it. Stop it. Take a break. Take a little fucking break. File for divorce, get the divorce, Move on, girl. Go to Italy again. Have some fun. Do what you gotta do, girl. But stop being a bitch. And stop being a bitch to people. And I think the way that she treated Kyle Marissa Roth, that TikTok person, TikTok influencer who did a lot of Jennifer Lopez media and blind items, and Jennifer Lopez's team just always kept getting her account shut down. And I will be honest, I will post stuff about Jennifer Lopez and I will get tons of copyright. And I know it's her team. They search Jennifer Lopez, they don't like it, they don't like what you're saying, and they're going to copyright you. It's just bullshit. But anyways, anywho, girl, get a grip. Okay, but anyways, yeah, Jen. So this is if I was your astrologer, I don't even have to be looking at your chart. I already looked at your chart many times. I just did a reading on the YouTube channel. I'm going to say, Jennifer, go somewhere. Stop thinking about Ben. Be with your kids. Fuck. You can tell her kids got a lot going on. Don't fuck up the kids, girl. Take the kids on a little Europe vacation. Take the kids on a little vacation. Maybe go to Puerto Rico if the Puerto Ricans want to take you back. They're sick of your shit too. Okay, enough Jennifer Lopez. Girl, take a break. Sun enters Virgo. And I will say I did watch the Democratic convention on the last day, right around that Sun enters Virgo. I thought it was very interesting that TMZ reported that Beyonce was going to be there. And all through the Democratic convention, I didn't watch the whole thing because I had to go to yoga, but I watched some of it. And then it was like they were saying that like Beyonce was coming. Beyonce, Beyonce, Beyonce. And I felt like it was almost like they were just saying that. And then people were like, no, she's not coming. It was like they were just saying that because they wanted to entice young people. I would say I feel that this presidential campaign is like who could get the most young people to vote for them. Because the older people are going to vote for who they want regardless, right? I would say my friend circle is very mixed. So is my family. My family's very mixed. We have some people who are absolutely 100% not voting for Donald Trump. And then we have some people who are absolutely 100% not voting for Kamala Harris. So my family, my friend circle, very, very divided, very mixed. I've come to the conclusion we will not talk about politics. Just don't do it. Don't do it because it is just a gateway of negative energy. Okay, so Vesta enters Virgo. We have happening today. We also have Ceres goes direct August 26th. And we have Venus enters Libra. Mercury goes direct. Thank you. On August 28th. I would say this Mercury retrograde definitely has hit me in energies of leadership, energies of reminding myself, calm down. Fuck, take a chill pill. Like, you can't change people. That's how I've come to the conclusion. You can't change people. You just got to learn to work with them, right? People are not going to see your side of the story because they don't want to. They don't want to. Okay, let's get into the astrology for September. I mean, we have to, right? This is the whole reason why you guys are here. Okay, September 1st, the energy is high, boo-boos. It's high. Uranus goes retrograde in Taurus. I feel like Uranus going retrograde in Taurus, there's a lot of energy of relationships and also money. I do feel like there's going to be some energy that it's going to feel a little bit like when it first happens. I think people are going to kind of maybe go on like a shopping spree, but maybe also too, people are going to be more mindful with their money. Maybe the stocks are going to go up. I also think that there's going to be an energy of relationships kind of feeling less spontaneous. I also think that there's going to be a space where people need to talk about certain things. Definitely talk about certain things in the relationship that has been feeling boring. We also have Pluto retrograde enters Capricorn. And I did a whole little video on the YouTube channel about how this was affecting the cardinal signs. Okay, so don't freak out about Pluto retrograde going Capricorn if you're a cardinal sign. This has been in and out of your life since 2008. Remember that song? Keep running back to me, keep running back to my life, in and out my life. Honey, this has been going on for a long time. You're going to be fucking fine. Okay? Don't cry me a river and be like, oh God, Pluto retrograde enters Capricorn. One less transition, one energy of transformation. I did the whole timeline on the YouTube channel. Check it out. It's like a 10-minute video. It's not that long. It's not as long as this. Okay, so definitely just chill if you're a cardinal sign. I talk about how it's affecting the cardinal rising signs because that's how I know what house placement it's occurring in. So make sure you check it out. But it's definitely going to occur. I do feel like we're going to see a shift with the government, maybe with the political campaigns. We're going to see some energy around that too on September 1st. Also, I believe the debate is happening on September 2nd, so it's going to be interesting. You know how all these astrological things kind of hit around the government things? Coincidence? Well, I don't know. Then on September 2nd, we have a new moon in Virgo. This energy feels very centered around intentions, of very much around goals, health and wellness, your spiritual well-being. Where is that you feel you are centered with in your area of creating intentions for everyday practices. So this is energy I definitely say create. Also, we have Mars enters Cancer. So we're going to see how this is going to affect Mr. Trumpster. Because I always feel like he has a hard time whenever Mars is aligned with Gemini, because I believe that's right around the energy of his 10th or his 11th house. I don't have his chart in front of me, but I know it's right around that space. So Mars entering Cancer, he might start kind of getting a little pick me up. Something might happen. That energy of productivity really coming for us. Also, we're going to use this energy around protection, clearing, definitely a lot of clearing. When Mars enters Cancer, we're also going to look at that energy of where it is that we see our feminine and our masculine meet. I mean, we have both energies, all of us, right? All the zodiacs, all of us have that balance of feminine and masculine. How does this energy meet? How are we able to stay productive and also be aligned with not being too solar plex driven, right? Not being so solar plex heavy, not being so fiery. Also, we have Sun in Virgo opposing Saturn in Pisces. This to me, it does feel like the boundaries and energies of responsibilities are definitely going to hit that energy of your routines. So when you are doing your new moon Virgo practices, make sure you don't fall a victim of Saturn in Pisces, opposing Virgo on opposing the sun in Virgo on the 7th. So put that on a day where you're going to have to give yourself a little bit more kindness, and also you're going to look at your goals and remind yourself to keep going. We also have Pallas enters Sagittarius on September 8th, and Mercury enters Virgo. Mercury is out of retrograde, so it's coming back to the Virgo. It's coming back to that energy. Definitely picking up the pieces and reorganizing that energy of our daily practices, our spiritual well-being. Then on September, I'm going to go with, let's see, what's a good date that feels very high energy. We have Sun in Virgo trines Uranus in Taurus. So this is actually a good thing, right? This is actually a day that we're going to want to definitely feel the energy. But before we talk about that, we have the full moon lunar eclipse occurring in Pisces. So definitely take off that energy of being naive, take off the energy of what's what's a delusion, right? Don't be so delulu. I personally don't like to create too strong intentions during eclipses. I just kind of chill. I would definitely just chill, keep up your new moon intentions that you created earlier, but you don't need to like do a full on ritual if you don't want to. Eclipse season, I like to do shadow work, so definitely reflecting areas of spirituality as we do have it occurring in Pisces. So, full moon lunar eclipse occurring in Pisces. So, definitely take that time. Sun in Virgo trines Uranus in Taurus. And then on September 22nd, we have Sun enters Libra, the fall equinox. And it's definitely pumpkin spice is back. Pumpkin spice is back. I feel already a little bit over Halloween. Just joking. Dude, I've been diving into Halloween ever since like July. Oh, yes. So Sun enters Libra. We also have Sun in Virgo trines Pluto in Capricorn on September 21st. And Sun Virgo opposing Neptune in Pisces. I already said that. So definitely fall is here. And then we have Venus enters Scorpio. I like the Venus enters Scorpio. It feels intense. It feels fucking passionate. I feels a little bit like stalker. Like I hope I don't stalk anybody during this time. Like I'm like, I want to be your best friend. I want to love you. Like it just does kind of have like that stalker element to it. Venus enters Scorpio, so I wonder if like any stalker stories are gonna come out. It's definitely mysterious, and it also brings that area of resilience, which I wonder how it's gonna affect Jennifer Lopez. Like, girl, because she is a Scorpio moon. So maybe she better not have a new boyfriend by then. That's all I gotta say. But basically, like, I feel like these upcoming weeks, will definitely feel a little bit more intense and passionate and also more alluring. Like, it kind of brings that siren energy. Ooh, the siren, that beautiful, enticing creature, but deadly and dangerous. So I definitely feel that element coming through. Yeah, I like it. I like it. I like Venus enters Scorpio a lot. It feels like time to wear all black. On September 26th, we have Mercury enters Libra. Social justice hitting the media. Something with social justice is going to happen. Something. I just know it is. Decisions, areas of importance, areas of movement, and areas of seeing two sides and having that justice. Remember, judgment is a very hard thing. Maybe there's going to be some judgment on how we communicate. How do we communicate with each other? Then we have the Sun in Libra conjunct Mercury in Libra. That feels a little bit flirtatious. It also feels like you should be looking for areas of new movement towards relationships and creating like a persona, creating like a public image, creating like your professional work voice. I definitely have a professional work voice. I mean, I feel like I'm with my peeps so much that they're kind of like, okay, we know you're fucking kooky. Um, but then also they're like, they kind of know like there's certain things I can't talk about at the job. And I do not become friends with people. Okay, I'm friends with some. I do not become friends with the majority of the crew because I can't. I can't. It's just like that balance, right? When you are the one who is playing that role of leader, you have to correct people and sometimes feelings get involved. So for me, it's easier to just to not have friendships with work fellas or females with the work crew. It's just easier, acquaintances. But friendships, nah. I've definitely met enough friends. I have enough friends, so I like to keep my circle tight. You know what's funny is like after people leave the job, and then like if they've requested me to be like my friend on Facebook or something, or like IG, and then they leave the job, I'm like, okay, I can follow you now. I couldn't follow you when we worked together, but now I can. Fucking weird. They're probably like, this fucking lady is weird. That's okay. I have no problem being the weird witchy woman. I don't want to be the weird witchy woman at work. I just want to be the weird witchy woman in the comfort of my own home. Fuck. And a little bit on social circles. Okay, everybody. Thank you. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. Definitely some new content coming out. There's probably going to be a bunch of meditations coming out, but that's okay. You guys like to meditate. Get that spiritual area of creating your own sacred circle out there. So dive into the meditations. Also dive into some of the YouTube channel stuff that I posted. We'll see how September works out with the content. We'll see what I'm able to keep up with and what I'm not able to keep up with, especially with this damn detox. But yeah, everybody have a great month of September and talk to you guys soon. Bye. And don't forget to like, share this podcast and give it a rating. It helps me move up the podcast channel, the ladder, so other chakra collectives can find us. Okay, have a great day. Bye.